The ANC says the legislative process since the formation of the GNU has been interesting and challenging.
It has been an election year, very, very challenging for the ANC, which has been a governing party for the past 30 years. And naturally, with all challenges that are facing our people, the expectation has always been that the ANC as a governing party has a responsibility to deal with multifaceted challenges that continue to confront many of our people. I'm very delighted that we went to the elections, and of course, while we did not secure a decisive majority, but the ANC still succeeded to set up a government of national unity, which of course has thrown up its own new and demanding challenges that we have to handle moving forward.
The URM, whose leader Bantu Olomesa has since joined the government, says even though there might be some pushback in the current political environment, it was necessary.
The GNU in the executive and the GNU in parliament, that needs to be developed properly so that decisions which are taken at GNU level, at the executive level where the party leaders are sitting, are properly cascaded to parliament, but that the parties which sit in parliament or represent, which are part of the GNU rather in parliament, are also taken on board via a consultative forum of some kind about these decisions. But naturally, these problems would occur in a new arrangement such as this. However, one has seen a lot of enthusiasm and excitement, especially among the new ministers, new members of the executive.
Rise Mzansi says the work of parliament and that of government under the GNU after the 2024 elections proceeded smoothly until the institution adjourned for the holidays.
And the work that we do as Rise Mzansi, both in parliament but also in the GNU, especially in parliament where our leader Songezo Zivi is the chairperson of SCOPA and myself as a whip of the smaller parties, interacting much more closely with parliament. I would say that we started slower than other years, but once everyone understood what the new reality is, things started moving a lot quicker, and also now people they do understand each other's role.
COSATU's parliamentary coordinator Matthew Parks says the legislative process in 2024 was tested in many ways due to the formation of the GNU.
The May 2029 elections was an important moment. It was not an easy moment. And despite all the chaos and the noise of democracy, it is a moment that South Africans can be proud of. Whilst as COSATU we had hoped for an outright victory for our ally, the ANC, nonetheless we can be proud of how the ANC managed itself. When it was faced by electoral defeat, or not having won a majority of elections outright, it accepted that immediately and went about to see how can it constitute a government going forward. It ensured that the nation's stability was put forward. And whilst a government of national unity was not our first choice as COSATU.
DA says it entered the GNU with an open mind.
The Democratic Alliance then entered a government of national unity with the ANC and several other parties, precisely to fulfill that promise of rescuing South Africa. The alternative to this government of national unity would have been a government between the EFF, the MK party and the ANC, and that would have been, as the Democratic Alliance's leader John Steenhuisen said from the beginning, it would have been a doomsday coalition. The DA entered this government of national unity with an open mind, knowing that it will be hard, knowing that there will be challenges. But we are up to it, and we will keep on rescuing South Africa. We made the promise that we will stand for two major things. Firstly, to grow the economy, and secondly, to lower the unemployment rate. If we can achieve those two things, which we are achieving at the moment, we will better the lives of every South African.
Abongwe Khobokanda, SABC News, Parliament.